Hello, hello. I got it.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
I was just gonna say,
You
Happy
too.
New Year.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
hello.
Hey,
Happy
Alice.
New Year.
Hello, Julie. How are you?
What?
I guess I'm not the only one eating lunch or
No,
whatever.
I
Late
was running
lunch.
errands before the bitter weather comes.
Right,
That's
right.
what we call that linner.
Susan,
lunch
do
and
you
dinner.
make lentil soup? Do you make
We're
lentil
making
soup?
lentil soup, yes.
Oh, you're doing it today?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna go out. I was gonna run out and get the stuff. Do you put tomatoes in it?
Yes. Well,
I thought I put tomatoes. I can't find the recipe.
No, you know what? I don't. No, I don't. Sorry. I use
think
red
I
lentil.
put
We're gonna go through it. There's no tomatoes in it. It's.
I think I put tomatoes.
Yeah.
I have to
I
get
mean,
the low sodium broth at Trader
There's
Joe's.
lots of different versions, but this one
Right,
was really, really easy and no tomatoes.
okay.
So, yeah. So, wow, you're gonna make lentil soup.
Oh, you use Goya, I use the rabbit one.
So this is what I found. We're using red ones today.
Yeah. Excuse me, I just got connected. I've been waiting for it to come up. Have I missed anything or you're
No,
just?
nothing at all. We haven't started. We're just
Okay.
kind of chit chatting, saying Happy New Year. And one of the viewers
New
is
Year.
actually gonna go out and make lentil soup, and we're making lentil soup today. So we get to compare recipes. You let me know if you try this, how you like it. I actually love it. This is a new lentil soup recipe for,
I'm gonna
For us.
write it down.
we've been eating a lot of lentils lately.
Do you have the nutritional information on it?
No.
No. Okay.
How about that?
It's really,
It can
it's
be
really
vegan though.
healthy.
If you want it to be vegan, it can be vegan.
No, I'm diabetic.
Oh, okay, okay. No, I don't have the nutritional information. This is it's just me.
Sounds good. It sounds
It is
good.
So I guess we'll get started. I don't have my apron on yet because I wanted to show you my latest edition. Thank you very much for supporting the Alzheimer's Association Downsized Gourmet Cookbook. Really excited. We were able to donate close to $3,000 to the Alzheimer's Association.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm very humbled, very, this of course was a dream to do a cookbook, and what a great way to support the Alzheimer's Association. So if anybody wants, or if you know of anybody who wants one, let me know. Just shoot me an email. Happy to ship it to you, not a problem.
Do you have
So-
the address that we could send an independent donation to?
Why don't you, well, it would be to the Alzheimer's Association. Why don't you send me an email or put your email in the chat, and then I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Or an address to send the check. Absolutely. Yes.
Super.
I'll just have to reach out to Cheryl, who coordinates the Connecticut chapter, and find out exactly where. So definitely not a problem. So
Thank
thank you. Thank you very much. So welcome to Downsized Gourmet, January 2022. Happy New Year. Snow's
Happy New
still
Year.
outside, quite chilly. But yeah, I know most of you know who we are and what we do, but it's the beginning of the year. So who are we? Oasis Senior Advisors. It's Paul, who's behind the camera, and me. And we help people navigate senior living options, senior care options in the home, or assisted living. So if you or anybody you know is confused, doesn't know the next step of what to do, give us a call. We're completely free. We can help you. We can consult with you and even help you tour. There's so many buildings out there. What's the difference? That's what we specialize in. So please feel free to reach out to us. But we are here for the Downsized Gourmet, and let's get right into it. Please mute yourself. Please put your email in the chat so that I can email you the recipes.
Oh.
And this way you can get them. I already typed them up, so you'll probably get them tonight.
Pardon me, I'm going to sound like a diva, but I'm legally blind and I can't see and I can't do that chat. I'm trying now to mute myself and I can't get that
Okay, all
that
right.
part of the menu to come up. I will try to be very quiet until I find it. I'm sorry.
Okay, don't worry, it's not a problem. It's not a
Oh,
problem.
there it is. There it is.
Oh, good. Okay, so we're gonna do a red lentil soup today and a Thai fish stew. I'd never done this before. I mean, I've done lentil soup before, never done Thai. So I'm really excited to show this, to demonstrate this. So lentils, what are lentils? They are legumes. And there are really 3 different colors. You've got the brown, which is, the traditional ones that you see in the grocery store all the time. And they tend to be very, oops, this is open, mild in flavor. They take about, about 20, 30 minutes to cook. Very mild, you find them everywhere. Then there are the green ones. I don't have them, but the green ones tend to take much longer. They're nuttier and they're more firm. Take about 45 minutes to cook. They're great for salads. So if you're gonna have a lentil salad, they really hold up to any dressing. And then you've got the red ones, which is what we're using today. They're red, gold, yeah, orange, but they tend to be very sweet. They take about a half hour to cook, but they also get mushy if they're cooked through. I like mushy lentils. If people don't like mushy lentils, don't cook them as long, right? But these are really, really good for curries, if you make curry dishes, and also for thickeners for stews. But we're going to use these for our lentil soup today. And this is a really, really easy recipe. And as I said, I will email them to you. I have the recipe, so it's going to call for a half a bag, which is a half a pound of lentils. Okay. And with this soup, I already pre-cut everything, but it's going to be 2 carrots, a big one and a little one, peeled and diced, 2 celery sticks. If you want a little more, you can. An onion. Maybe if you like a lot of onion, use the whole onion. If you don't like it so much onion, then use a little bit less. And then a red pepper. You can use a whole red pepper, or you can do a combination of the reds and the oranges. Remember, I always get those bags of peppers, the little ones, and then kind of nosh on them, and then you can use them for whatever you want. So this, we're gonna dice them, and I did that earlier. So all of those veggies came down to that. So it was the 2 carrots, the celery, the onion. No, there's no pepper in that one, sorry. So there's no pepper in that one. I don't know why I said pepper. The pepper's in the other one. So we're going to use a stew pot, a soup pot. We're going to heat up some oil and we're going to saute these for about 5 to 7 minutes. So let the oil heat up for a minute, and then we're going to move on to talking about the fish stew, just because this takes a little while to do, to saute. I know in the past I have kind of sauteed things ahead of time, but this time I'm not. So, as I said, this is going to saute until it gets a little bit soft, until the carrots get a little soft, and then we're going to add all the other ingredients. What also is going to be in here is some garlic, like 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic once we saute that. Then a box of chicken broth. I like chicken broth. If you want a vegetarian, you can use vegetable broth. You can even use beef broth if you want. Beef broth. And then it's a tablespoon of smoked paprika, lemon zest of 1 lemon, and then some salt and some pepper, just a little bit of salt and some black pepper, and we garnish it with some cilantro. So we're going to let this, as I said, it's being a little slow. So that's what we're going to put in that, but we're going to move on to the fish stew just for a minute. What makes something Thai? I've never made anything Thai, but what makes it Thai tends to be, sometimes you think of Thai and it's really, really spicy, but not necessarily. What makes it Thai, a lot of times there's coconut milk in it, coriander, garlic. A lot of times you'll have fruits But this is not a spicy dish. So this dish, it calls for coconut milk. When you open up a can of coconut milk, you're gonna see it's very, very firm. I don't know if anybody's used coconut milk before. It's very firm, but it's not that way all the way through because coconut milk is not milk. It's actually water and coconut. So even though it's firm, when you break through it, you can see you've got this thick part up top, and then it's the watery part down below. So you can see that? Can you see that? So you don't just use it that way. It's like, oh, that looks kind of disgusting. So what you really want to do is stir it up. Okay, you stir it up. And so it's nice and creamy. So it really looks like, yeah, it looks like heavy cream, quite frankly. So as I said, we're having this recipe just because this recipe is only for like 6 people. We don't need 6, all right? So with coconut milk, we're only going to use a half a can of it. What do you use for what do you do with the rest of it? So coconut milk can be used for a lot of different things. Once you open up the can, it'll be okay in the refrigerator for about a week. But a lot of times what people do, and this is a great idea, is you get ice cube trays and you put the leftover coconut milk in the ice cube trays and stick it in the freezer and let them freeze. Then you can use that coconut milk to make smoothies, and you just add fruit, coconut milk, you want some yogurt in there, whatever it is, that you add to your smoothies, any kind of greens, really, really delicious. You can also use it, believe it or not, to make rice. So normally when you make rice, it's 2-to-1 liquid to the rice. So instead of using all water or all broth, use half of that liquid as coconut milk. It'll make it super fluffy. It'll give a great flavor to that rice. You can use jasmine rice, any rice you want. It's really, really, really nice. Also oatmeal, add it to your oatmeal. Also, you can use it for soups and stews. All right, and that's what we're using it for in this recipe, especially anything that's tomato based. It makes it a wonderful consistency. Okay, I'm just going to take a look at this and lower this a little bit.
Susan, there's a question, do you use virgin oil for cooking, or what oil did you use?
I always use extra virgin olive oil. You can use regular olive oil. I always have the extra virgin olive oil. Okay, but that's a very, very good question. So anyway, getting back to this, when I'm going to just grab all the ingredients for this so that you can see what my drawer. I left my drawer. He's such a messy chef. Oh, I forgot to put my my apron on because I'm gonna get messy here. Well, no, not really. So anyway, with the fish stew, what's in it is shrimp and cod. If you're not a shrimp fan, don't use it. If you're not a cod fan, don't use cod. You can just use the shrimp. But it's a really nice combination of both types of fish. So lower this a little bit. All right. So in this recipe, it calls for, as I said, I halved it. So there is a half a pound of shrimp. So what I usually do with the shrimp, and I've told you this before, I'll buy a bag of the frozen shrimp and I'll take out what I want. So this way you don't, you're not wasting any, right? So if you only want a little bit, you take a few shrimp out. Or in this case, a half a pound is, at least the little guys, and it's already cleaned and deveined. It's about, I don't know, 15 shrimp. You could take less, you could take more, but we're having this later. With the cod, so it's a half a pound of shrimp and a half a pound of cod. So what this recipe tells you to do is to cut it into bite-sized pieces. So basically, you take your cod fillets and you cut it up, right? Now, I go to the store, I went to the grocery store yesterday and went to the fish section. You get as much as you want. If you just want a quarter pound, just get a quarter pound. If you want to use frozen cod, I'm sure you could do that too, because this is a stew. It's not like you're making fish and you're gonna saute it. I mean, this isn't a stew. The flavors are really gonna meld together. So anyway, so we have the cod, we have the shrimp. It's going to have 7 ounces of the
Smooth the oil.
coconut milk. It's gonna be, this is tomato based, so it's gonna have a half a can of crushed tomatoes, a tablespoon of tomato paste. I love these little syringes because you can get as much or as little as you want. Coriander, this is gonna be a 1 teaspoon, I can't see, I gotta put my glasses on, oh my gosh. 1 teaspoon of coriander, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, some dried chili flakes from the hot pepper, and some garlic. Really, really simple. So what I'm so this is going pretty well. So that's what's going to be in the fish stew, and we'll start that in a second. But this, you wanted to move back over to the veggies here. This lentils soup, the veggies, they're looking pretty good right now. So what I'm going to do is add my garlic, my minced garlic. And this is like 3 cloves of minced garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so if you don't like that much garlic, don't add so much. But I like a lot. And then you just saute until it's fragrant. It says about a minute, but I think you don't want to burn the garlic, and the garlic will burn very, very quickly. Okay. So I smell it. It's not even a minute. It's very, very quick. So then I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients. So I've got a quart, which is 1 box of chicken stock. As I said, you can use vegetable stock too. Or if you make homemade chicken soup, you can use that. I'm just gonna pour all of this in. So, and then I'm gonna put in my cup of lentils, which is the half a bag. Half a bag is a cup. And I already rinsed them. You always want to rinse lentils or any of these types of things, because I've never had this problem, but they say there could be foreign objects in it, like dirt or something. So that's why you really want to rinse them. So I did that earlier. So I'm going to put my lentils in. And then we're going to put in the the smoked paprika. Pop that right in. And then lemon zest. So I'm going to zest 1 lemon. I've got this fancy Nancy little zester, but if you just have any kind of a grater, that'll work too. It says a teaspoon. I just say it's 1 lemon. And you just, you grate the yellow part. Once it gets to the white, you move it around. So see, you don't want to get the white part, because then you won't get that lemony flavor. So, yeah, that's good. And then some fresh black pepper. It doesn't tell you how much, it's really to taste, so just do a few times around. And then some salt. It says a teaspoon of salt. I think that's an awful lot. I always just do a pinch, and then you can always add more later on. So I am going to move this over here. We're gonna let that kind of simmer. And that's gonna cook for about 15 minutes, okay? We're gonna kind of take a look at it, we're gonna peek at it, and just make sure it doesn't overcook. But as I said, I like soft lentils. I like them when they're a little bit mushier. I like a thicker, heartier soup. But if you don't like, if you like it brothier, then you can take it out. You can remove it from the stove much quicker. Okay. So now let's get back to our Thai fish stew. So what we're going to do first is, once again, we're going to heat the oil. And it's my extra virgin olive oil, but you can use regular olive oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use coconut oil. You know, it's really fine. And I'm using this great big pan. It really works very, very well, because then I can see when you put the fish in to cook, you can see that it's all done. If you put it in a smaller pan, it's not as easy to see. It's fine. You don't have something this thick, that's fine. But I really like a nice big pan. Okay, so the first thing that's going to go in there is the onion, celery. I've got the carrot, sorry, wrong one. The onion, the pepper, and the onion and the pepper. Okay, I cut those up already. This is the red and the orange pepper and the onion. All right, I cut them up into a nice small dice. I've got that little dicer that I think I've shown you in the past. And it's just like this little contraption that you kind of slam together and it brings you to a nice dice. So this we're going to, no, well, don't worry, the fire alarm's not gonna go off. So anyway, we're going to saute this for about, just for about 4 minutes. But this is diced really, really small, so this cooks fairly quickly. Oh gosh, it smells so good already. I don't know, I'm such a sucker for onions and garlic. I'm telling you, it's just delicious. But I wanted to, while this is sauteing, I just want to talk about, you know, the cod and the shrimp. So if you buy a piece of cod, you can use it for a lot of different things, right? You can use it for this dish, but also you could make a fish taco with it because it's a really firm fish. And that's something I'm going to demonstrate also. So if you buy a piece of cod and you're like, oh, I want to do something else with it, you can make a blackened taco. And blackened fish tacos, all it is Cajun seasoning on top of the fish, and we fry it up. And what is Cajun seasoning, you ask? Cajun seasoning is, McCormick has a nice one. No, I'm not saying that you should buy McCormick's brand, but there's a lot of different brands out there. And it's a really, really great flavor. I use it a lot. And we're just going to put a little bit of this Cajun seasoning on this other piece of cod that I have. All right, so this is cooking up really, really nicely now. Okay. So the next thing we do once that onion is ready is, once again, we're going to add some garlic. And as we know, cook until it's fragrant, which is very, very fast. You know, it's probably going to be within a minute, more like 30 seconds. Okay. And then after that, we're going to add the paprika, the coriander, which I've already put in here, in little bowls. There's the paprika and the red pepper flakes, the coriander. I have tomato paste, so about a tablespoon. So I just kind of squeeze it out from eyeballing it. And then a half a cup, which is, half a can, which is about 7 ounces of crushed tomatoes. What do you do with the rest of the crushed tomatoes? Make tomato sauce. Or, add it to anything. Lower this a little bit. Too fast. This is going to cook very, very fast. It says, the recipe says, once the sauce is thickened, well, it's pretty thick right now. Oh man, it smells so good in here. Oh my goodness. Right, doesn't it, Paul? Oh, I'll tell you that smoked paprika, the coriander, the garlic, oh, I'm just like dying to go to heaven. So this is pretty thick. And remember, we're only going to use half of this coconut milk. So it's going to be, let's see what this says. It's about 3/4 of a cup. And if you use too much, that's okay. It's really fine. That is really delicious. Even though it's unsweetened coconut milk, it's very, very sweet. I don't think I would ever buy sweetened because it's delicious the way it is. Look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. It's such a pretty color. I'm going to lower this. So what it says right now is that we're going to let this cook for a little while, right? Just let those flavors meld for a couple of minutes. It smells so good. And then I think I'm gonna tell you something. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this because it's a little thick, just a little, just a couple of drips. Mainly because I'm having a hard time with my stove and it's cooking very fast. All right. So then what do? We add the shrimp. So this is a ½ pound of shrimp. As I said, that I've already deveined and it's defrosted and deveined, just the frozen stuff. And I'm going to throw that right in. Believe it or not, this is a ½ pound of cod that I cut into pieces, bite-sized pieces. Just pop it right in here. And what we do is you just kind of keep an eye on it. And once all the fish is cooked, it's done. All right, that's going to take about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is going to move everything around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to demonstrate the blackened fish taco. This is going to go on a lower. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, I'll get it straight someday. Okay. And it really cooks very quickly. If you want, you could probably add a little bit of, I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth, but a little bit of chicken stock if you want to this stew. It's just a little bit too thick for me, but it's still delicious. All right, so getting back to what I was doing, I'm going to clean up my mess right now. Okay, and I want to just show you real fast. Blacken, how to blacken something. And I thought, gosh, this is so easy. And believe it or not, in this cookbook, there's a recipe for blackened salmon tacos. I'm using cod instead. Same thing. The recipe in here, you can also make a salsa on top. I think it's like a pineapple mango salsa. I'm not doing that today, but you could do that if you want. So for this, it's really, as I said, we're just gonna take some Cajun seasoning and we're going to sprinkle it on both sides. Very, very simple. All right, so this way that the whole piece of fish is covered. And this is like a tiny little piece. This is not even maybe a quarter of a pound. I mean, you think looks like it's a pretty big piece, but it's really not. Okay, so, and then what we're gonna do is I'm going to heat up my little fry pan, little bit of oil, whatever oil you want for this. As I said, I always use olive oil, but if you want to use coconut oil or if you want to use avocado oil, everything healthy. Try to do that healthy. I'm not a big corn oil fan. I don't think that's super healthy. So I use a lot of olive oil, and also, as you know, I'm Italian, so I mean it's in the blood. So anyway, I'm just gonna take this piece of fish, heating up my little fry pan. Right, there we go. And I'll plop it right in. Very simple. Starts to sizzle. And this takes, I mean, it's just a couple of minutes to cook. Once it heats up. So now I'm gonna take a little peek. Oh, my soup's looking good. Oh my gosh, this fish stew, I can't, oh my gosh. You see this is the smell. I can't wait. I just can't wait to eat it. We had this on, what do we make it for, on Saturday? We had it on Saturday. And I have to tell you, I cannot wait to have it again because it is so incredibly good. And we just had this with bread and a salad, and boy, we were stuffed, let me tell you. Anyway, so this fish taco, as I said, it's probably just a couple of minutes on each side. It depends on how thick your pot is. This is not a thick piece of pot, so I'm just going to flip it over. You see, it's cooking very, very fast. And so what I like to do with this as a fish taco is I've got, you know, a little tortilla, or if you don't want to do tortilla, don't do tortilla. You could just do it in like this little bib lettuce. You could put it in there, or you could do it in both. That's what I like doing. I do the tortilla, the bib lettuce, and then we'll put the fish on top. An avocado, you can cut up some avocado, put it on top. And instead of using like taco sauce, if you have any of this leftover sauce from this fish stew, that's what you use. We did that also. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. So you could do the blackened taco. If you have leftover fish stew, you could put it into the taco. There's so many different things to do with cod, right? And different ways to use the leftovers. I was always afraid of it, right? But no reason to be afraid of it. This is done already. This is done. So this piece of fish, I'm just gonna double check. Oh, no, it's done. So how do you know it's done? When you break it, when you cut it in the center and it's not raw anymore. Pretty simple. And this is done. You know how quickly that was? So quickly. All right. So that's that. I'm gonna stick this in my sink. And then, just to show you, actually, I'll do it over here. No reason to do it over here. Don't need this anymore. You can you put the cod right on there. You can put a little cilantro. This is cilantro, if you like cilantro. I'm going to do a little bit of this sauce on top of it. Let's see if I can put a dish, and you'll see. You really don't need that much. Or as I said, you can use, you like taco sauce, or if you wanted to use like a mango salsa, something like that. I don't feel like cutting this up right now, but, or actually I can, we have a couple of minutes. Let me show you how to, if you don't know how to cut an avocado, this is probably a good time to show. So I've got, people can be very intimidated because of the big pit. So all you need to do is you get a knife, obviously, and you cut around until you hit the pit. And if it's right, it'll come right out. So if you're only going to use half of the avocado, don't take the pit out. Do not take the pit out. It'll get brown quicker. That's a little trick. So I'm going to put a little bit of avocado there, a little bit of avocado there. Isn't that pretty? And then also to protect it from getting brown, you squeeze, you could either do lemon juice, lime juice, some kind of citrus, right? And then it's going to stop it from turning brown. So that is that. Isn't that pretty? I mean, that was so easy. I mean, really. Can't believe how easy it is. So what I'm going to do with the avocado, I don't have a clean container right now, but I'm going to just put it in a regular container, plastic container with a top, just like this, right? And seal it, and it's going to be fine tomorrow. So you can use it tomorrow as well. You know, really not a problem. Okay, so let's get back to what's going on here. What is happening here? Oh my goodness, so perfect timing. I'm going to flip it so that you can see what's going on here. So here's my lentil soup that is going crazy right now. You see, it's still pretty brothy. I did not overcook it too much. So if you want, you can add a protein to it. I mean, lentils are very, very high in protein. You can add, last time I made it, actually 2 times ago, I put sausage in it. I had a piece of cooked sausage. I stuck it in there, delicious. Chicken, if you have leftover chicken, you could throw that in there. Or to make it super healthy, you grab a couple of handfuls, these are washed already. This is a spinach and kale mix. It's just, I can show you, I got it at the grocery store. Acme had it, but I see it everywhere. Spinach and kale. If you don't like kale or you don't like spinach, fine, don't do it. But this just makes it really healthy. You put it in the last couple of minutes and you let it wilt. Super good. Okay, so I'm so excited for dinner again. We actually had some of this lentil soup for lunch today. So since I already had it, what am I going to do with it? I'm going to have some tomorrow for lunch because it's really good for you. And I'm going to put it in a container and stick it in the freezer. And I've stockpiled a lot of soups now in the freezer because especially on a cold day like today, or if it's crummy outside, the last thing you feel like doing is cooking. You can just pull it out and heat it up. I will tell you though, this lentils get very thick, so when you do try and defrost it, you're going to want to add more liquid to it. So if you have chicken stock or water, whatever it is, because it does get very, very thick. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Let me get my bowl. This way we can plate it and see how pretty it is. And it's so good. Like, I can't tell you how good it is. I can tell you. But anyway, this, you can put a little cilantro on it. You don't have to, it was funny. I bought cilantro yesterday. No, I never really use it, but when we had it today, I threw a little bit on top. It really does make a difference when you put it on. A nice flavor. But if some people hate cilantro, if you don't like cilantro, don't use it. It's perfectly fine either way. Now this stuff, let me pull up my dish. Let me just rinse this one off real fast. I made a little mistake there. No big deal. So for the fish stew, same spoon here. Oh my goodness gracious. This is so good. Look at that. We had it, as I said, I had some Italian bread and dunked it. Oh my gosh, amazing. Or if you're going carb free, fine, then don't do that. You could make some rice. You could, well, that's still carbs, but farro rice, jasmine rice, because this is Thai, and you could actually make some jasmine rice. Use that coconut milk to make the rice, and serve it with that. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, or a nice salad. And so, huh?
What else do you do with coconut milk?
I talked about the coconut milk. Yeah, I did that. Paul was asking, what else do I do with the coconut milk? So we freeze it in ice cube trays, right? And use it later. You can use it for smoothies and the rice, stews and soups, and also an oatmeal. And I actually read something else that you could make a bechamel sauce using coconut milk. So for those people who are vegan or can't tolerate using, a bechamel sauce, I don't know. If you're interested in that, I can look it up, but I thought that was interesting. So there you have it. No dessert today. I'm sorry. I ate so many desserts over the holidays. I did not want to make any more cookies or cakes. So you have any questions?
Everything looks yummy.
Oh, thank you. It is. I can't wait to eat this again. I'm telling you. Oh boy. Never tried. I've never made it before. And now I'm hooked.
Anything with just a few steps.
I can hear.
Anything with just a few steps.
So yeah, this is not, I hope it didn't seem like there were a lot of steps, because it's
No.
really
No,
not. Once you,
No.
oh, it doesn't. Okay, good.
No.
Once you see them, as I said, I'll email them to you. It's really simple. I know I tend to do things, I multitask, and it might look like it's a little bit more complicated than it is, but it's not. It's really not. So if you like things spicier, feel free to put in more red pepper flakes or some cayenne or something like that. I kind of back off on that. If you need to add more, so I always, this recipe calls for like one teaspoon of salt. I always just put, anytime, I always just put a dash. And then I can always add to it. Can't take away, right? So I wanted to remind you that this Downsized Gourmet, we did it the second Monday of the month, because next week is President's Week, and I know all the senior centers are closed, but we're going to go back to the third Monday. So the third Monday in February is, what is that?
That's the 21st, but the center is closed that day. And
February
the reason
21st?
February 21st is President's Day.
President's
Yeah.
Day.
No, that's January.
No, that's Martin
Oh,
Luther King
February
in
too?
January. January was
Martin.
So if you couldn't do it because the center was closed in January, then it seems like you wouldn't be able to do it with the center being closed in February.
Oh, gee. All right. So we'll have to.
So just check on it. Yeah.
I will. I'm surprised they didn't say anything to me, but thanks for the heads up. We got to figure that out then of when we're gonna do it. Because I already have ideas. Anybody?
I had a question.
Sure.
Isn't coriander cilantro?
It's coriander cilantro. Where is my coriander?
I'll Google it.
It's got two names.
So, I mean, it's coriander is coriander. It's actually, I think it's a.
Is it a seed?
It's a seed. Thank you. They're little seeds.
Oh,
And then-
okay, because cilantro has two different names.
Yeah, no, but then so this is coriander. This is the dried coriander that we put with
Okay,
smoked paprika and some red pepper, right? I think that's, yeah. And then we put some cilantro on top, right?
Cilantro comes from the leaves and the stem,
Right.
and coriander comes from the seeds.
Yeah, coriander comes from the.
oh, it's the same plant,
It's the
maybe?
same, it's the same plant.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the seed. It smells really good too. It's delicious. So, yeah,
Just FYI, the second Monday is Valentine's Day,
Ah,
and the third one is President's Day, and the fourth
Yeah.
one is
so the second
Free
is
day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and they're doing stuff at the center on,
Valentine's.
So let me check with the senior centers, because we're gonna be out of town for Valentine's Day, believe it or not, and so we'll figure it out. I'll bummer,
Whatever.
that's whatever, well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, anyway, I know I couldn't hear you walk away. So, next month, we'll see, stay tuned.
okay.
I will email you directly. If you give me your email, I'll email you the links directly, and hopefully we'll figure out what the senior centers are doing. Are they closed right now? Because I heard a lot of them,
Well, they're
Going
close
virtual.
to us, to in person, activities, but the
Right.
centers themselves are open. They're
Okay.
staffed.
okay, right,
Brookfield-
but no in-person activities for now.
No, Brookfield is open to activities.
Okay, all right, good to know. Because I
Very
know
good,
that
it's true.
some of them were just
Yeah.
gonna close for in-person for a few weeks while
yeah.
the numbers are so high, right?
I had a 1 o'clock exercise class before today.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Our positivity is 24.5%.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
I hope no one's gotten it. Thank God we didn't get it. My parents got it after Christmas. I can't believe it. And they're double vaccinated and boosted and, oh my gosh, crazy.
My son-in-law got it even though he was boosted and everything.
Yeah, you just don't know. And I know people, families who, part of the family got it and the other part didn't. I just don't get it, but whatever. I hope everyone stays healthy.
right.
Go out. I know we're all smart, wear your masks. Now they're saying, use the N95s. If you need any COVID tests, the at-home tests, contact your senior centers. I know that they're doing distributions of them, so make sure you contact them if you need
Yeah,
any.
I understand the sooner you seek help, if you think you have it, the better. I have a friend who's very sick in Bridgeport Hospital, a 51-year-old man who was in denial for over a week. And you may not make it. And I
Was
think
he
it's probably because
vaccinated?
you waited. No, he was not vaccinated.
Oh, well, see, that's right. They're
Yes, but
sicker
the
when
point-
they're not vaccinated.
No, but the point is that he just was in denial. Oh, I don't have it. I don't have it. And we got our fingers crossed right now.
Right,
Right.
51. Too bad.
Yeah, I know my dad tested positive and my mom was sick, but she didn't test positive, but he was able to go and get, I think he was supposed to get the monoclonal antibodies, and he was eligible because he's got so many underlying conditions.
Right.
So it's always worth asking it if you do get sick, so I hope you don't, but as you said, positivity rate is so high, you just can't be too careful, right? So just be careful, and be healthy, be safe. And hopefully we'll see you next month. I'll let you
Hopefully.
know when, gosh.
Sometime in February.
It's up about the
Okay.
17th.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I gave you my
Thank you.
email.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
sent,
I'll
I
go
typed
make
in my
lentil
email, but I
soup.
can't see what I typed. So if you
Thank you.
just double check it with the Brookfield Senior Center, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, sure, I
Thank
will.
you.
Definitely, I will. I'll ask Amy.
Okay, this looked very good.
Thank
The
you.
sad part is we can't taste it.
What did you say?
Sad part is we can't.
Well,
taste
that's next.
I know, I wish you could. I've got so much food.
That's all right. I've been on a cooking binge. I made potato soup, potato carrot soup, and then a big batch of macaroni and cheese yesterday. So, yeah,
Oh, yum. Yum. I make mac and cheese too.
yeah,
Mm.
it's
We
cooking
have to have a
time.
cook-off.
Sounds like a fun thing
That would be fun.
in the
When things
spring when
get calmer again, right?
when we get outside and
Yeah,
get
for
to
sure.
be more social again, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I look forward to that, boy. But anyway, all right, well, listen.
Well, have
stay
a good
warm,
one.
stay
Stay
safe,
well.
And
Stay healthy, everybody.
Yeah,
nice to see
stay
everybody.
well.
And Happy New Year.
Ah,